Better.
Okay. My name is Paul Williams. I'm with Ohio Cat. My direct line is 440-591-2492.
And where are we?
We are at the Leader building, and we're about to go over the C15 Cat generator that has been installed, and I'm going to show these gentlemen how to look at the controller and all the components of the engine and how to look and take care of it as well.
Okay. What are we, south side of the building, back alley?
South side, back alley.
South
Cool.
side.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right. As you can see, this is a 4.2 panel, Cat panel. They made it very, very, very simple. For any reason, I don't know if you guys come out, if you look at the engine, if you look at your components in the building, my recommendation is to come out at least once a day. Just have someone swing by, open the door, look at it. It tells you how many hours. You have 16 hours this thing is run. Okay? And that's basically from testing and cycling itself. You can see that it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually not too bad. And if you go through these, the engine basically gives you all this information when you look at it. It's like looking at a computer. Your oil pressure, you have none because it's not running, your coolant temp, so forth and so on. Okay, battery voltage, you have a 24 volt system. It's got a battery charger, which is right here on the side. It will continuously charge those batteries. When it gets low, boom, pops it back up, and you'll see that you're at like 26, and sometimes it'll say 27 volts. You go back to here, to the home page. Now here's the thing, and this is what I tell folks. If you ever have an alarm on here that says low voltage or low fuel or whatever comes up on here, these are all your alarms. This thing will scream at you. It'll have an alarm. And you have a remote enunciator in the building, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, over by the fire command center.
Okay, if you hit that button there or one here.
And you also have one at the guard station.
Oh, great.
We had to put the fire marshal on us put another one.
Great, that's a good thing. This is your little button, this little bell. You push it and it will silence the alarm.
Only here or
It'll silence
everywhere?
all.
Everywhere, okay.
So once you silence that alarm, what I do not want you to do is do anything else with this controller. Because when we come out to take a look at it, some people will like to clear it. You'll reset it and they'll clear it. And then we come out and they're like, there's nothing. Okay, so that's very, very, very important. For any reason, if you come out and you want to just run the generator, test it, the building owner wants you to do it, something, whatever. All you gotta do is push that green button, run, and it starts. It doesn't affect the building, it doesn't affect anything. Nothing's transitioned. It's just like an engine running with not connected.
And to turn it off, you hit run again.
And to turn it off,
Stop.
push stop. But if you ever manually run it and then you stop it, you always have to put it back into auto.
Okay.
Okay, because when you push this run manually, you're going to get an alarm and it's going to say it's out of auto. And then when you get that alarm, you push the bell to silence the alarm. You'll stop it. And I do stop, reset, auto, and you're back in auto.
Stop.
Reset, auto. So if you ever have any questions, or they don't, you see the video, give me a call anytime. Yep. Cell phone. Just sleep with it. This is your e-stop. You really don't ever have to push this. Because basically the only thing that this is for the fire department. Did they put any e-stops anywhere in the building? No. Basically it's just that if you hit that, I have to come out and reset it. You can't just pull it back out.
Okay.
So for any reason, if it ever gets hit, you gotta call me and we have to come out and reset it.
That's an emergency stop, though.
That is an emergency
If the
stop
stop button
only.
don't work up there, then can you hit it then?
You could.
Okay.
Absolutely. It'll shut anything down no matter what.
Okay.
And that is the emergency stop for sure. Now, kind of hard with the way the doors are built, but if you open that other door, that'll probably put some light in here. There we go. And you guys can look in here because I can't like. So you're gonna see your two batteries there. They'll have the month and the year on the battery.
It does, you said. Okay.
And those get replaced every 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
because you're outside, but you're in this little cove, which is really nice, so it might be all right. You know, you might get 5 years to them, but with the condensation, cold, and everything, we recommend no longer than 5 years. You see your starter, all your filters have all their numbers on them, so you know what they are. And the number one thing that I tell people when they get brand new engines is I want you, when you come out here and look at this thing, look at all of your clamps and your hoses, because it vibrates. And with all the testing and running, things eventually sometimes come loose. So if you see something loose, get a screwdriver. You know, you don't have to call me. I'm not going to charge you $200, $300 to come out and do that.
Okay.
I'll just tell you, you know, tighten it up. If you see any leaks, then call me. Number one reason I tell you that is because CAT only uses 1 to 2 robots in their factory. Everything you see in here with nuts, bolts, anything is torqued by hand by a person. So you have to make sure and look over this unit. I say once a week, really good. Stop by once a day just to make sure everything's okay, and you should be fine. Again, that's your battery charger there, and we'll go to the next door so I can show you directly. Yeah, we're gonna go in there. Okay, and these are the clamps, like these.
That's what you was talking
Yeah,
about.
up here, any kind of hoses, clamps. You'll see a little plastic. Don't worry about that.
That part gets hot though, right? It's all apart.
Yeah, it's your cooling system. It'll be fine. You can see your belts in there. There's really no true way for you to test your belts. We'll do that when we do the service.
Right.
But again, look up top. You got your exhaust system. That's your flex pipe. You gotta make sure there's nothing loose or vibrating. You can just visually look at it. It shouldn't move because those are pretty strong, but there's always something. Look at your fuel lines. Everything right here. Make sure there's no leaks.
Suggestions
On cleaning, like brake cleaner, or how would you keep it clean?
Simple green.
simple grade.
Simple green with rags. Yep.
Rag.
You come in here and just dust it off,
Dust it
make it
down.
nice. You got a nice enclosure, which it should stay pretty clean.
Right.
If you want to make it nice and everything, then some simple green with a rag and some water, you're good. Yep. Very good. This is just from construction, it looks like. Okay. If you want to, obviously your dipstick, if you guys do need to check the oil, you can. That's very basic. Information right on the block up top. Obviously we have all that stuff, but for your records of any kind, there is your data tags, and up there on the block as well as the serial number of the data tag. That's very important to have. Very important. I have all that, but it's still good. All right,
About the fuel.
we'll go to the other side. The fuel side of things, you guys. All right, now we're on the other side of the engine, and we're at the breaker. And my basic instructions is to never touch it. If there's ever an issue, you trip your breaker, give us a call.
Yes.
We'll come out and find out why.
Okay.
That's all there is on this door. We'll go to the next door. Okay. Basically what you're going to see here is this is your turbo. Okay, that's where you get the most power in your engine. When you put a load on this thing, you're going to hear that engine rev. That's where that power is coming from. There's your direct air filter. You probably change that as needed. We don't always change your air filter every year because it's not needed. If this room stays pretty clean, which it looks like it might, but there's continuous construction, you may have to change it with all the dust in the air from recent stuff going on, but as summer ends and it gets cold again, that stuff will die down. Hoses, this is your heater. This is what they call your block heater.
Yes.
What that does is it keeps your engine at a certain temperature because it's a diesel and you want it to be warm.
Right.
So anytime you come in here, that's the cold side, and I believe this should be the warm side. It's probably at room temperature because it's not hot yet, but typically you will hear it running, and it's so warm in here it's probably not running, and that's why.
Okay.
When it gets to a certain temperature, it'll kick on and it'll keep your engine nice and hot. Again, look at these clamps, simple little clamps. These are the ones you gotta look for every time it runs. Down here, it's just for your drain. which is easy access when we change the oil. We typically, Cat themselves recommend that you change the oil once a year.
Once a year.
What we'll do is we'll come out, we'll give you, we'll take the sample of the oil automatically every time we do a service and let you know if there's any problems or any issues. What I do recommend later down the road is that you take fuel samples, coolant samples, because you want to make sure there's nothing in it. If it doesn't run a lot and your fuel sits for a long time, you can get water and algae and things like that. So we like to test it every once in a while, and I'll keep you up to date on that stuff. But that's something you might want to look at. Also, if this engine runs and it tests all the time and you don't put a load on it, I recommend that you put a load on it at least once a year or at least once every 2 years. And what that means is I'll bring out a load bank, I'll connect it to your breaker, and we'll run it for 2 hours and put a load on it so it gets real hot. Because if it doesn't get that load on it and it's just testing itself, it'll build carbon deposits in the exhaust system, and you'll get what they call wet stacking. It'll start slobbering on the head, you'll see oil and stuff coming out of the heads, and it'll get blocked up. So you gotta make sure you get it hot enough, long enough to burn it away.
Okay.
That's something I recommend, and I'll put that on the quote as well so you can see that. Other than that, that should be it for the engine. We can go to the transfer switch and go from there. All right, we're now in the Fire Command Center, and this is the remote annunciator that comes right off from the generator if there are alarms. Basically what you're going to look for if the alarm does go off, to silence it, you're going to push the little bell button just like on the main controller. And that'll silence it because it's pretty loud. This is nothing, it's just a light. If for some reason there's no power, you have a light there. Once you look at this and you see these go off, it'll tell you exactly what it is. High battery voltage, low battery voltage, high coolant temperature. Overcrank basically means it's trying to start but it doesn't. So it keeps cranking, and then after so many times, it'll shut itself down and give you an alarm. Anytime you see any of this, call me. Okay? We do have, on that sticker, there's that 1-800 number. If for any reason you cannot get a hold of me, call that number, and they'll get you to the right person. But usually I'm pretty much answering my phone. If I don't, I'll call you back in a second. But that's all that is.
Should we document the LEDs once they glow, take pictures, or?
You could do that as well. That'd be great. Like if you were here and you had your cell phone and you're like, we have this alarm, you snap that picture and text it to me, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be a great idea. Use our technology.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's as basic as it gets, and that's as simple as it gets.
Is that the only one?
No, they're
The one at Sid's desk.
Right at the fire command, or at the guard shack.
We're at the guard shack at the moment, and this is the next remote annunciator. As you can see, it's exactly the same as it was at the fire command. Has the same buttons, same LED lights, and silencer. As well, if that alarm goes off as you, it'd be great for you to know. There's a little bell with an X through it. If that alarm goes off, push the button and silence it. Once that goes off, notify these guys, they'll get a hold of me, and we'll know what to do. So, and again, if you can't see anything, there's a light there. We're here in the basement. We're about to look or go over the basics and understandings of the Zenith transfer switch with a CAT controller of MX250. Okay guys, basically what you're looking at, it's your main transfer switch. When these two are lit like this, you're obviously sitting on ground power, utility. Okay, once you lose power, this transfer switch will make a large, loud noise, which most people aren't used to, and it will switch over and then you'll see red. When you see red like that, that just means that the generator's running the building and you're off utility.
When it turns red, that means generator.
Generator's on.
Okay.
Okay? And then one thing you'll notice if you're here long enough and you see everything work, once you get utility back, there is a delay on the generator. Did they set it? Do you know what it is? 15, 30 minutes?
I think it was 15 minutes.
15 minutes, you'll have a delay. That generator will run for another 15 minutes, cool down, And this will wait just in case you have any kind of brownout or dips or anything with power to make sure it's back. And then it'll transfer over. So once you get power back, if you feel the need to come and check and make sure everything's working, remember there is a delay for it to transfer back. But when it transfers, you'll hear a big clunk, and that's just everything coming back and closing and resetting itself. You don't really have to touch this at all. If you want to change anything, let me see. You can go all through this. See, the plan exercise for the next 4 days, 22 hours and 20 minutes. You can read through it just like anything, like a computer. Access code, you don't want to change that. System test, fast test, load test, no test. Bypass, you can bypass everything, lamp test. The code to get into anything is 121212. I mean, that's just what it is. I believe it's in the inside. I don't recommend that you open this. I'm not going to open it.
I won't.
Okay? If there's ever an issue with this, please do not open it. Okay? You can open it, but I don't recommend it for safety reasons. Definitely. Our guys will come out and they'll do all that stuff. And if there's an issue with your controller or any setting, let us know. I talked to Dave, who was the technician here that did everything. He did set it. So you guys are all set. I believe it's Monday at noon.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yep. Did an old test. And if
Yeah,
anybody's
so
around,
every
go
Monday.
out there. Yep, every Monday. Go out there and
Take a look at it.
someone can come down here and,
Right.
and listen to this thing transfer itself so you know that it's working. It takes probably about 7 to 10 years for some of these to have issues where we got to come in and clean them.
Okay.
So that's one thing that people don't realize is these have to be maintained as well. Like we will come we have some customers that we actually do visuals where we come in with infrared
Yeah.
and we'll make sure there's no hot spots, no loose bolts, no anything, and there's dust in there that gets in there. This is a decent room, so
Yeah.
low dust, which is great. But at 7 to 10 years, you want to start, when I'll probably let you know
Right.
that you need to have this looked at seriously.
Okay.
So, but other than that, that is it. If there's any issues, please don't open it. Don't mess with it. Give me a call again, or we can talk to Dave. He'll be around for a while. So, and that's it. You guys have any questions?
No.
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.